If you had told 14-year-old me that I'm about to do what I'm about to do today, he would have lost his marbles. I'm about to fly on what I believe to be the #1 first class seat in the entire world. This is a floor to ceiling, private enclosed suite with unbelievable food, Dom Perignon, the whole thing. This is the Emirates first class game changer. So I'm actually not going to Dubai to go to Dubai. I mean, I'm stopping there for about 3 days, but it is early June, so it is going to be scorching hot there. So this isn't like the optimal time to go, but there's some really good networking, and it's actually a really good stopover place on the way to where I am going, which is to go kiteboarding in the Red Sea in Egypt with 40 entrepreneurs. Now, this is just Eli time to go, network in Dubai, and then have some really extraordinary experiences, memories with friends, doing something I've never done before. Take a shower. Get packing. Let's head to the airport. Bonjour. Yeah, to the airport, please. Okay, merci. All right, guys. So we made it to the airport, and thank God I'm getting out of Switzerland. Holy crap. I just took a 9-minute taxi. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. That's $41. This would have been like $7 in the States. Oh my goodness. All right. Time to get to Dubai. All right. There we go. We've got Dubai. Check-in desk 31 to 38. First class. I'm always just a very happy camper whenever I got one of these going. As a kid, you collect baseball cards. For these, we collect first class plane tickets. It's really interesting because throughout this journey, I've had a lot of kind of weird emotions actually around traveling in luxury. There's been times where I'm like, I don't deserve it because I don't have a multi-million-dollar business yet. There's been times where I felt like, I just didn't belong in these cabins. Or there's times where I felt the opposite, where I walk in and I'm like, I've dressed in costumes and I'm having a great time. I'm like, I'm gonna make the flight attendants have a blast. I already see the tail. Look at her. Right there. This is the #1 first class seat in the world for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's the only one that has a fully enclosed floor to ceiling door. Then you've got the zero gravity chair that was built by NASA. And then you've got the entire suite designed by Mercedes-Benz. That's what makes this such an exceptional experience. So let's check this thing out. Here she is. God, that is huge. See that right on the front there? No, 777-300. That's what we'll be flying. So they're loading up right now, and we'll be boarding in about 30 minutes. We're through. Let's go. Yes. What a feeling. So I am today flying in seat 2A. How's it going?
How are you?
Oh my God, thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. Guys, we made it, baby. Just go. Guys, this is even better than I remember, to be honest. It's just so good. It just feels amazing. The whole thing just feels amazing. Let's just see some Arabic coffee. Strong. Dom Perignon here. Pajamas they brought us. The amenity kit as well. So let's see what's going on in here. Bulgari perfumes. Got lotion right there. Okay, shaving cream. Axe body spray. Razor. You know what's funny? I lost my toothbrush 3 times on this trip already. So this one, I'll be keeping as the dental kit. Looks like some wipes, a nice comb or a hair clamp, something like that. Let's give this a smell. Yeah, that's nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ooh. Nice. This thing is very warm, very moist. 2 things I like. But let's try this date. This is the almond date right here. Honestly, if I only flew Emirates for the rest of my life, I'd be a very happy man. Another one. So I'm gonna try the orange peel. There. Now, the problem with these flights is that if you eat too much too fast, you miss out on all the good things. I don't know where the menu is yet, but it is top-notch food. So that's why I eat a really light breakfast and I always work out before flying with them. So I just know the food experience is going to be absolutely incredible. All right, so we're about to push back and take off, which means that I need to put my stuff away. But check out this under, I guess, desk storage. Got this thing right here.
You said it's crisps, nuts, and olives. And then I'll have the espresso macchiato and Dom Perignon. We're gonna start with that. I'm probably just gonna do the caviar from there. This is my favorite part. All right, so it's time to get some first bites of caviar. I'm gonna start with one of these little pancake guys, sour cream right on there. That right there, my friends, is the good stuff. Time for some egg yolks, a little bit of onion, and a nice squeeze of lemon. Our first little caviar sandwich. Let's see how it is. God, absolutely extraordinary. So good. Let me give you the official shot of vodka. My flight attendants are all Russian and Latvian, so as they would say there, no zdravie. Whew, vodka to wash it down. All right, so check this out. Arguably one of the best parts of the entire flight, although caviar and champagne is always a top notch for me, but it's the floor to ceiling enclosed suites. The window is still open right there, so it's like a little service window, but now the door is closed, so all the way enclosed down to the floor too. I mean, that is just next level, isn't it? It's insane. Can I get a little more Dom Perignon, please? Yeah, and then I'll do the next round of caviar, maybe like 30 minutes or so. Right. Thank you so much. What year? This is the 2015? Cool. Fantastic. Thank you. Let's do it. Let's do some chocolates.
This one are local. Those are Turkish.
Okay.
This is dark chocolate. This is with ginger. This
Wow.
is nuts. This one is like very smooth with hazelnuts. This is with dried fruits.
Wow. I'll do the hazelnut. Let's try one of those. Got your favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I try one of these too? And then maybe one of these too looks good. Perfect. That's it? Okay. These chocolates are insane. And take a look at this. We got truffle, we got hazelnut, we got caramel. Unbelievable. But so happy about it. Extraordinary. How much time do we have? At least 1 hour. Okay, then I'm going to do another caviar, and then I will do the braised beef? I'll do that, and then maybe we'll have a dessert to finish it off. So let me just show you a little bit more about the seat over here. All sorts of different things to control the screen through here. It's going to be the entertainment right there, and I'm probably going to throw on a movie here. They have usually a really awesome selection, but this also can be used to control pretty much the entire thing, the entire seat. You can get entertainment, you can also get information about random things about Dubai and whatnot, but this is like the standard Emirates thing, the ICE setup. So you can even do seat-to-seat calling, and right here you have the controls for the windows, for the lighting, for the flight attendant calling, all that good stuff. So nice and easy there. So, and from the outside of the suite, you can see the door right here. Pretty easy, just slides all the way shut. And then you've got this really cool kind of nighttime vibe going on here. It's a beautiful starlit ceiling situation. And it is just, I mean, it's the coolest way you could ever fly. Thank you. All right, so we're on round 2 of the caviar, and let's take another look. Fresh batch, and they serve such huge portions of caviar. I mean, that's a lot. Like, that's not cheap. So this is my second setup, and to be honest, whenever I fly Emirates first class, I'm ordering as much caviar as I can. I just asked the flight attendant, and she said her record is that one guy got 8 rounds of caviar, so I'm just a rookie. I'm inferior, I feel small, and I feel like, honestly, there's room for improvement, which is very exciting, and that means I have to fly this again. Yeah. So here we are. We got a little bit more champagne coming for the final round. And then we've got a rack of lamb, some potato, nice gravy drizzled on top, and some delicious looking asparagus. I mean, it's just a Michelin star meal in the air. Some gravy on there. That is legit. Wow. Delicious. This is perfectly cooked. Oh, wow. So here is the chocolate cake, and let's see what this thing is all about. This looks insane. Let's give this thing a nice taste here. Warm, gooey, exactly what you'd want. Okay, go check that. The cake just went from a 9 to a 9.8. The little chocolate ball on top. I didn't realize what was going on there, and I still don't know what was going on. I just bit into that thing, and it just exploded chocolate goo of deliciousness everywhere. That was amazing. So, okay, now I'm getting full. Alrighty, so sad news is upon us. We've landed in Dubai. I mean, I'm happy we landed, but I wish that we were still flying, basically. That's what I'm trying to say here. 10 out of 10. I don't know what else to say. Absolutely extraordinary. One of the underrated things about flying first class is that your bags come out first and you get to deboard the plane first too. So you get through customs, immigration, whatever first, and then your bags come out first. So mine, if you look at this belt here, see all of these Not a single bag, but I'm right here. I'm gonna grab this guy and I'm about to go get a ride to the hotel. But before I do, I thought I'd give you a little breakdown of how I actually booked this thing because I didn't tell you that yet. Okay, so how do you actually book Emirates First Class and specifically the Game-changer suite? This has multiple layers to it because there's different options when you're gonna book any sort of business or first class product. There's always the option to pay for it. There's the option to use your points directly through the travel portal like Amex Travel. But I'm gonna take those options off the table because that's basically what we're trying to avoid doing. That's, in my opinion, wasting your money. We're kind of playing into the bank's game where you really waste your points and you lose and they win. So instead, what we want to do is we want to look at options to transfer our points from the banks into the airline loyalty programs to maximize the value of these points for the best possible experience. So that's one component of the puzzle. We have to be able to leverage our points strategically. The second component is we have to actually find the availability. And the third component is that we actually have to know the seat map on the specific aircraft to know that it's actually going to be the Game-changer suite. Because that aircraft is only configured in that specific way, I think on 9 or 10 of their 777s out of like 150 probably. So there are very few aircrafts that have that. I know they fly it out of Geneva, they fly it out of Brussels, they now fly it to Chicago, they used to fly it to Zurich. There's only a few spots around the world where you can actually get this aircraft. So that's the first thing. Now to do that, you have to check the seat map to see the right configuration. There's only 6 first class seats with the Game-changer suite. So if you're seeing something that has more than 6, it's not the Game-changer, and it is going to be on the 777. So again, that said, there are a lot of 777s out there that are not this. So if you just book a 777 aircraft, you are most likely going to be walking onto that aircraft and feeling a little bit disappointed from what you see. Those are still great experiences, but not nearly the same as the Game-changer suite. So that's one thing, is you have to be able to find the right routes and options to do that. Now, all of these are going to be flying in or out of Dubai, unlike the A380, the other premium first class product they have, that does fly between JFK and Milan. So you could technically book that without flying to Dubai. So when it comes to leveraging the points, in terms of transferring, there's a few different options to book Emirates. The main ones being transferring points right into Emirates from the banks. Now, this is pretty standard. And right now, at the time of filming this, there's actually some pauses that a lot of the major banks are putting to convert your points to Emirates, which is really rare. I've never seen that before. Hopefully it's just a temporary thing. But as of now, you can't transfer points from most of the major banks into Emirates. There's only one. I think it's actually Capital One or Citi that you can currently do it with. With the other major banks, you cannot. Typically, you can, and that's going to be the easiest way to do this. It's going to be the easiest to find the availability, but they do charge really high taxes and fees. So that leaves you with 2 other main options. There's Air Canada and then there's Qantas. Now, for Air Canada, it's really hard to find first class products on that, and there's less availability. And so I'm not really going to talk about that, although they do charge less taxes and fees, so it's worth looking at if you're trying to find Emirates first or business class. The last one I'm going to touch on is how I actually booked this, which was using Qantas. So you can transfer Qantas points from Capital One or Amex into Qantas, and you can then book through Qantas to find Emirates flights. So what you need to do is find the deal first, then reverse engineer it and see how many points you need to transfer. Now, at the time of booking this, I was able to leverage a 20% transfer bonus from Capital One. So that's why having diversity of points is also really important, because if you only had Amex points or Citi points or something like that, or American Airlines miles, you couldn't do what I'm talking about. The fact that I had diversity of points allowed me to leverage that 20% transfer bonus and pay even less. So the total cost of this flight would have been 89,000 points and then around a little under $400, which is ridiculously cheap. However, because of the 20% transfer bonus, I paid even less. I think it was like 75,000 roughly total for that flight. So that was extraordinary. If you think about the value of those points, if you were to go directly to the bank site, that's roughly, let's just call it $900. And that was, the date that I flew was $11,000. Typically it's between $9,000 to $12,000 for the Geneva to Dubai route. I got literally 10x the value for my points. Or another way of saying it is I got this flight for 90% off. So that's the power of using these points effectively. Of course, if you have tens of millions of dollars, first off, you're probably not watching this video. Maybe you are. But if you do, I guess you could just pay for it and it wouldn't really hurt. But for most people, and those that would rather put their money into long-term investments and not do that, but they still want the quality experience, that's going to be your most strategic and effective way to book this kind of travel. So you can show up in Dubai feeling pumped. So that's a wrap on how I booked this. Now I'm going to go enjoy Dubai before I head off to my kiteboarding trip. So I hope you had a lot of fun. And this was really designed to show you not only what's possible for maximizing your points, but what travel can really be like. And I just really encourage you, whether you're flying business or first class or even economy, going to see the world is such a well-worthy experience. The richness it will bring to your life will pay dividends. So I'm excited to go check out Dubai, although it's going to be very toasty here. So with that, I will see you in the next video.